And great news, everyone. We are ready to see the arcade mode showcase of Unbeatable by Helix. Let's punch some cops.
Okay. Hi. Punching cops is good. We're doing that at the end. Thank you all for meeting that incentive so fast. I'm Helix. I helped organize this event. I'm playing Unbeatable, which is weird because I've never done a rhythm game showcase for a marathon before. I'm traditionally not very good at rhythm games. That's not the case with this one. I'm pretty good at this one. Not only is Hala here for commentary, but RJ is also here for commentary, which is ridiculous to me, so I'll let you two say hi.
Hello, I'm Hallow. I also play this game and am slightly not as good at it compared to Helix.
Jay, and I am not as good at this game as either of you.
Yeah, but you, made it so you're allowed. I think that beats anything that I could do in it.
I did not make this game solo. To be clear to anyone who's not familiar with Unbeatable, I'm not the solo creator. Not the DC Soul Games is not a solo dev. But I did direct the game with Andrew, and I wrote the dialogue and did a lot of the music and yada yada yada, so forth. So
it's all fantastic. I guess we should just get going to not waffle too much. Okay, let me actually look at my set list. Starting on memorized. I have no idea how to begin a rhythm game showcase, actually. I mean, I'll just get into it. On go, 3, 2, 1, go. Playing a selection of songs. I think I have 12 lined up. This is a 2-lane rhythm game. High notes and low notes. Those blue notes will bounce from one lane to the other.
You'll also see
while playing a rhythm game is so much different from trying to commentate while doing any other speedrun.
Yep. You'll also see those yellow spikes, which obviously you want to try and dodge. If you hit them, you drop your combo. And the notes with the purple lines are, of course, hold notes. And yes, there is hold release timing, which the game does enjoy poking fun at.
yeah, we were a little mean with the achievement names.
The achievement names are fantastic.
Well, thank you.
You're allowed. It's funny, and it's funny, so it's fine. You were saying?
No, I was just saying I wrote most of the achievement names, not all of them, and I did not write the release timing one. That was Jeff. That was a Jeff original. Jeff being Chizu, correct? Yes, yeah. Who charted a lot of the songs and was the charting lead on the project. Was the original charter for all of the white label stuff, and produced the game alongside Rachel.
For anyone who isn't aware, White Label was sort of a demo slash tech demo slash side story that came out for free in 2021. So if you're not sure if you're going to like the gameplay, you can certainly pick that up. It's quite similar to arcade mode and does have a story in it. But Unbeatable, the full game, came out just this past December, less than 2 months ago, which feels unreal to say considering how much I've played it. But
this is a match note. You can hit it as many times as you want. It's fun. There are also some in the middle there. Those can be hit with either a high or a low input. Going back to the spikes, by the way, I like to call those cheese because I think they look like cheese. Maybe I'm just too Midwestern, but...
No, they're they're cheddary.
Yeah, you got it.
Are they like a sharp cheddar? Oh, I guess they are a sharp cheddar, actually, now that I look at them.
Yeah, actually, everyone donate and tell me what kind of cheese it is. Moving on to Dear Diary. Hollow, tell us some things about this song.
I mean, we do have the person who made it here, but I guess I can start. This is from the I Am Your Beast soundtrack. I believe it's the credits song. We do have an I Am Your Beast run coming up later tonight with Flying Ludicolo at...
Oh!
Gosh, I don't remember exactly what time, but it's like 8 hours from now.
Exclamation point schedule in chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I purposefully did not tell you that in advance, RJ. I wanted you to do that.
I didn't realize I Am Your Beast was also getting run. That's a perfect speedrun game.
It is such a cool run. For those of you in chat, you're going to want to stick around for that.
Absolutely, and not just because I did the music for that one. This song is kind of... It's not a proto-Unbeatable song, because I was working on the soundtrack for I'm Your Beast while I worked on Unbeatable. Like, this is like in the center of like getting a lot of the meat of the final dev work on Unbeatable done. We were like kind of... I was kind of wall-to-wall schedule-wise in 2024 doing this too. And so Rachel was just like available to do the track with me for this, just, you know, because she was doing a lot of the other stuff at the same time.
And it's a fantastic song.
It's a great song, and I guess kind of unfortunately, the lyrics feel very applicable to what's going on in Minneapolis right now. If you
I mean, Harding is just like, get the fuck out of here. That's the central driving tenet of I Am Your Beast, is just get the fuck out of my home. So it is very appropriate.
And that is a big reason that it's in this event.
Yeah, we have very particularly picked some of the most punk songs in this game for this showcase. You'll note with the blue notes that these ones at least are mostly around the same timing, but depending on the song and where you are in the chart, they'll have different timings as to when you need to hit the other lane. We'll see some great examples of that.
Yeah. There's an awesome one in Bang, the second to last chart I'm going to play. So
yeah, we'll get to those later.
Yeah.
The charters are, especially on the star difficulties, charters get real mean with the blue notes. There's a lot of examples of that.
Yeah, worth shouting out the charters, of course. We have Chizu, of course, lead charter. Cheryl Stelly, who is also known for like Vivid Stasis. Stellaris did some charts.
Nat Clayton as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really stacked lineup. Another S+. Nice work.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
And we are going to bump up the difficulty quite a bit, going from a 14 to an 18, moving on to binary reasoning. Lena Rain worked on the song.
Lena Rain did work on this song. This is one of the breakout tracks that I had the least involvement with overall. And I am all the happier for the results. It's really tremendous.
As the really, really long-a-thon people are pointing out in chat, you should definitely get the breakout edition for this game. This song, among some others, is included as part of a DLC.
The last two were both exclusive to it. So
yep.
this and the...
there are a ton of really fantastic arcade mode songs which you don't want to miss out on.
Yeah, seeing the process for this song come together was really amazing. Part of the reason I wasn't as involved with it is because the time signature is so strange and odd, and the way the way the song is constructed is very odd. And I was trying to find inroads, and I was like, I'm just better off letting Clara and Vass, who are two of the people who work on the soundtrack for the game with me, and Rachel. Clara primarily took point on this with Lena, and I think the results are kind of amazing.
A little bit of a rough spike hit there. But yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Clara and Vass worth noting are the duo Peak Divide.
Yes.
Also make music individually as Poster Girl XOXO and Bastonic.
Yep. And both of them are incredible. And I love working with them.
I mean, I guess a question I have is, like, how long was the soundtrack for this game in development? I'm assuming it was just about as long as the game, which has been 7 or 8 years, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that is about right. I mean, like, they're kind of... A game like this sort of has to be worked on in tandem with the soundtrack. Like, yeah, you're kind of building an album as you're building the game, and they're kind of informing each other simultaneously. So... Like, we knew what the ending of the game was, but we didn't know what the song was like, and then we knew what the song was like, but we didn't know what the ending was, kind of at the same time. And I know that sounds like a contradiction, but maybe that makes sense. Like the way... It's one of those things where, like, as you work on one thing, you kind of develop the other thing more, and as you develop that thing more, it then loops back around, right? It's a feedback loop of each.
Yeah,
so they're very in tandem.
Worth noting, you can buy Album by Unbeatable, the band, on Bandcamp. It is really fantastic and doesn't have any story spoilers besides maybe the last song.
The last song, I would say, is pretty much a spoiler, just by existing.
Yeah. I would personally recommend playing the game first, but if you aren't into rhythm games and you just want to go listen to what I personally think is like a generationally good rock record, go check it out.
That's very sweet of you to say.
I have listened to that album so much and recommended it to many people who have no interest in video games.
Oh, thank you.
I listened to it in the car on the way to and back from HEDQ, and it somehow it was the perfect vibe for like a road trip to GDQ. Just that playing through a car stereo on a road trip was awesome.
I mean, it had the car stereo test a lot. You know, it's one of those. The mixing on the album is definitely designed to try to feel like an early OO's rock record. And we did a lot of work on that. Vass especially did a lot of work on the mixing to get it right.
Yeah. And it really shows. It's pretty awesome.
Just you nailed it.
I think a big part of what makes this game so special to me is just how like committed you all were to the vibes, the creative direction, not cutting any corners and making sure the game feels exactly the way you want it to, from the music to the visuals to the story. And in a time where so many games are like incredibly, polished experiences, and we see a lot of big game development studios talking about using like generative artificial intelligence in their games. Unbeatable is a game that comments so frequently on like the systems we live in, while having its own like unique world that is scarily similar to our own in a lot of ways. We'll talk about the story mode a bit more later, but just the game oozes humanity, and that is something that when I started playing this, I didn't know how much I needed.
I will echo that. I love this game because of how human it is.
Jess, do you have any donations for us?
Fantastic. I was about to ask if I could come in. We have $50 coming in for the Women's Foundation of Minnesota's Immigrant Rapid Response Fund from Liacheer that says, Unbeatable is a great looking game, and with the fascist assault on Minneapolis, its anti-police message couldn't be more timely. Donating for the Cop Trauma Incentive. We also had $100 from Maddie. Says, Helix, you are so awesome for setting this event up. It's amazing how successful it is doing already, and I love to see everyone in Minneapolis rallying around the community like this. We also had $1 come in from Amber. It says, I've been watching the news and it's terrible. I can't give much, but definitely fuck ICE. Human beings are human beings. Sending love, and hopefully everyone does too. And reminder, chat, if you're watching along, if you only have $1 to give that $1. If you can only share the stream link, share the stream link. We are raising money all weekend for the Women's Foundation of Minnesota's Immigrant Rapid Response Fund for a collective fuck ICE.
Well said.
This song is, very well said. This song is Dial Tone. It's 6 minutes long. I think
yes,
a big part of what makes this
my set list.
Longest song in the set list. I think second longest song in the game.
I believe so.
It's much longer in the story mode too.
It's a lot longer in the story mode, and there are some sick guitar solos in there that we're not going to get to hear today. So you just have to go play the game, I guess. But yeah, this was, I think, one of my favorite sequences in the story mode. I won't talk too much about it, but it's really something special.
Yeah. The moment this played, that sequence was when I knew that, oh, this game is really special. This also is probably my favorite song in the game. It's close. There are so many incredible songs in this game.
The bits towards the end of this song are really, really phenomenal. I love it. I love this song.
Yeah.
I love how it all comes together too. It's
yeah. This right here is like my favorite moment on the entire soundtrack. Just it kicks in and you feel like you're flying.
Clara did an amazing job, like getting this together.
You'll see as we work our way up the difficulty here into some harder charts that notes are getting a lot closer together. That's going to continue being the case throughout the showcase. As we're at a 19 now, the difficulty scale goes up to 25, which I don't think we mentioned yet. We are playing any 25s here because they're really hard, but we will be getting to a 24 right at the end.
Are you able to control your scroll speed in this game? Hi, checking in as a rhythm girly who has not yet played this game.
Yes, Helix actually plays quite slow. I think you're at like 0.8 if I'm correct, or maybe 0.75?
I think 0.75.
Yeah.
I think still the default. The default on the game speed-wise is not 0.1 or 1.0. Partially because we found that people at the original default speed of 1.0 found it too fast to react to, in general.
I definitely don't regret starting on the default speed and then eventually, actually quite recently, finally turning it up to 1.0, and I'm just like, yeah, now that I can read things faster, it definitely helped out. But I mean, there's a wide range of scroll speeds that you can pick from, and whatever works for you, works for you. And I mean, Helix is top 100 in the world playing on a scroll speed that some rhythm gamers would go look at and be like, how do you concentrate on all of this?
You can also increase the song speed if you so choose.
True.
That is also true. We will not be doing that today, but there is a double time mode, which is, I believe, not actually double time and in fact 1.5.
Yeah, it's real fast. It's really funny on the proper rhythm bootleg.
Yeah,
it
is.
Already the fastest song in the game at 270 something beats per minute, and then you can make it up to over 400, which is a little, what's the word? Egregious.
It's egregious.
It's very funny. All right, moving on to Stricken, up to a 20 out of 25.
Love Stricken. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game, and it was a track that got cut from the story mode, but is still here with us in the arcade.
It's really fantastic. There are so many songs in this game that I hear and I'm just like, I need to be in a crowd moshing to this, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, primarily this got cut from the story mode because we ended up changing the tone of the sequence quite a bit, and so the version of the sequence has a different song that's similar to the one.
Yes.
That's yeah.
We won't talk about that too much, but I suppose we can dive into the story mode a little bit, just to explain the world that the main character Beat finds herself in. Helix is, of course, playing primarily as Clef right now, another one of the members of the band. She's the drummer. But Beat, the vocalist, is the main character of the story and finds herself in a world, as the tagline goes, where music is illegal and you do crimes. there's a organization known as HARM, or Harmony and Resonance Management, which basically has effectively tried to outlaw music because of the phenomena known as the silence, which are in fact these notes that Helix is hitting right now, which seem to appear whenever music is played. There is, of course, more to it than that, but you'll have to play the game to find out that more. But they're basically fascists and scarily similar to organizations that we see plaguing our country and the world at large today, like ICE, like the Department of Homeland Security, and so on. And this game, I think, really could not have come out at a more relevant time, even if it's like fascism is a problem that has been getting increasingly relevant, but it feels like it's really coming to a head around the turn of this year in particular.
Yeah. This game was in development for a very long time. This is not, we didn't, create this because of the present moment, but we kind of just exist in the world as it is. Harm is honestly like a lot nicer and more friendly and more fun than anything in the real world. And I say that that is not praise for Harm in the story, but they are scary fascist, freaks, and the ones in the actual world are much worse and much less fun.
Yeah, I mean, they're continuing to just pull people off the streets in Minneapolis, even, after they've supposedly reduced the amount of agents. It's still happening. And so, yeah, very, very relevant. So this chart. Yeah. I think it's 8.
It's 8 times. It's 8 times.
This chart. This is harder than a 20 in my opinion, and so this is the first chart that I'm actually worried about. So I'm gonna get into it. You two can keep yapping, but
sure. I'm biased because I wrote this song, but this is my favorite song on the album, probably. I really like how this came together. Clara's guitar and Rachel's vocal on this are incredible.
This song was, I believe, the second trailer for the game that came out.
Yeah.
Slightly different version of it in the trailer without vocals, but then you released the lyric video.
Yeah, we released the lyric video. The version in that second trailer also is in the game, because that has a mashup at the end that's unique to that version of all of the, it's almost every album song, and a few other soundtrack songs are represented in that version of Yeah.
A very cool chart in its own right.
People have been asking, and I need to bug Jeff about it because Jeff keeps refusing, but people have been asking for a version of that's playable in-game that has my narration on it.
That would be very funny. You should make that the star chart, like a backstage in Vivid Stasis or something.
Oh my God. It would be fun. I am indifferent to this, but it's just funny because I think that would definitely affect a lot of the timing things, because it's the weird, the way it's paced is a little different when you have a guy talking over it.
Very impressive and quick narration, by the way. I'm sure you practiced it and edited it quite a lot to make the timing all work, because I know you did. There's a fantastic video for anyone in chat where RJ does director's commentary for all of the trailers in this game, and it's a really good 15-minute watch. So if you have some time after this event is over,
you can find that on the Diesel YouTube channel. Fantastic run of that song, honestly.
Yeah, nearly an up score.
I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Yeah, that was not bad.
Yeah.
Before
real tough chart.
Continue, we're about halfway through, so I want to quick check in with our wonderful host.
Absolutely, I wanted to remind everybody that all of our donations are going towards the Women's Foundation of Minnesota's Immigrant Rapid Response Fund. It's like this $50 donation from Mikey Met that says, "Fuck ICE, support, don't deport." And I would like to tell everybody and remind you all that existence is not a crime, but if you are looking to donate towards crimes, we do have an open incentive that just opened for Chicory A Colorful Tale called Commit a Crime. Now we have $10 towards the 1312 that we need to unlock that incentive. $10 from James Swan that said, "I wish I could send more than this because every little bit can help. It cannot be said enough. ICE out." But if we're interested in committing a crime, I would like to, as we go into this next song, Hollow, could you tell us a bit about committing crimes in Chicory?
I don't want to spoil too much, but I am going to be running Chicory in a couple hours. And there's a very fun little thing you can do about midway through the game, where we do something illegal. It's a fun time. It's a very cute cutscene.
Honestly, most of Chicory, if I remember the whole conceit, I played that whole game, but if I remember the conceit correctly, like the whole game is kind of you doing crime, like a crime.
Oh yeah, there is that one that you are obligated to do at the start of the game, right, isn't there? Right. I didn't even really think about that part, but no, this is a different crime.
You're breaking you're breaking a whole tradition thing. It's one of those. Chicory's real good. I really like that game.
Chicory, I held for many years, from pretty much the instant it came out and I first played it, as probably my favorite game of all time. It has been challenged only these past couple months by Unbeatable.
That's really sweet.
Two games which both have a lot of really deep thoughts on the creative process and mental health, which, as a creative person who has been through struggles with mental health in my time, really, really both just resonated with me so much. And they're very different experiences in lots of ways, obviously. One of them is a rhythm game and very, grind fiction-y, whereas one is, what if a game was a coloring book?
Greg's games are really... If you like Unbeatable, you should play Chicory and Wanderstop, I think.
Also stick around.
Wanderstop is a different game. Wanderstop's the other one that came out recently. Yep. That one's also really good, but very different from Wanderstop. Wanderstop is it's Davey Reed and Ivy Road. That game is real good.
Yeah, Chicory is going to be... It's the run after the run after me. So there's this, and then Earthbound, and then Chicory. So...
We have a nice little commit crimes block, because Earthbound, of course, does have a fight against a squad of corrupt cops, if I am correct.
Yeah. That was very intentional, the decision to schedule these games together. By the way, I wanted to mention, this is my favorite chart in the game. I love this song, and I love this chart. Playing it is extremely fun.
It's a real good chart.
This is another DLC song as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yes, get the Breakout Edition if you don't have the game. If you do have the game and you don't have the Breakout Edition, you can also purchase it separately. I believe it's $10.
Very worthwhile. You get a fair number of the songs we're showcasing today. You get a song by Jamie Page.
I wish we were playing Square Up.
Square Up also hit 1 million views on YouTube today, which I'm very excited
let's go. Literally today.
Literally
that song is fantastic. I am not sure I have ever heard something more sapphic which isn't incredibly explicit about it.
That song is aggressively sapphic in various lands.
Sometimes girls just want to punch girls.
I love this ending section so
I love this chart. I love all of this chart.
Yeah, we're getting into the part of the showcase where we see some more complicated rhythms, and they're really satisfying to figure out. They can be hard to read at first, but once you learn them, it's it's just, this is such a rewarding game.
I didn't realize that these 3 songs are all in a row. All of these 3 are on my set list. They're all in a row. That's very helpful for me. I don't have to go find them.
You're getting a lot of me rapping very close together.
Yes, that is intentional.
Partially, it's also just how the difficulty worked.
Yeah.
That makes sense. People like to chart raps. There's a song that's not in Unbeatable right now that it has a very infamous chart from years and years ago that is just like all charted to the rhythm of the vocal, and I was the only one who was able to consistently do it because I'm the only one who like knew it inside and out. But it's like one of those really weird shambling rap rhythms.
Yeah. I'm gonna be quiet for this one because I want everyone to listen to the lyrics.
Want 100% of what you produce. The small bit you get is less than you use. You pay down your debt and still get abused. So why don't you let your link be abused? They treat you like a carbon copy of everyone else in the room. The rich are all in your body. So why aren't they worshiping you?
So it is worth noting as we start seeing some real fast notes coming in here that by default Unbeatable, and I think you can only bind 2 keys, but there are 2 keys or 2 buttons in Helix's case bound to each lane, top and bottom. And that's going to become increasingly necessary as we get into faster charts. This song was, is it from the soundtrack for Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator?
Yeah, it's from the album. Technically, it's not used in the game directly, but it's in 2 of the trailers for Space Warlord use the song.
Do you want to explain the conceit of that game real quick?
Yeah, it's a game where you're in space and you stock market trade organs with other people who are also trying to buy and sell organs. Like it's very much the experience is kind of similar to just trying to eBay snipe something, but like with loud music in your ears the whole time. It's a wild, like it's a bonkers game, and I had a lot of leeway thanks to Sam. Gotta shout out to Sam Chiat, who also worked on Unbeatable a little bit and did some tool development. But Sam was the programmer on Space Warlord and let me go a little nuts with the music.
We got a rating up there somehow.
Yeah, that was an accuracy PB. I was like only half listening to you, and then I tuned in right as you said like eBay simulator. Anyway, are you all hungry?
I am hungry. I love Anton did this at MagFest and it was really good. I'm so excited.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to point. So someone is mentioning that there's a song that muted their stream on this game. That song was low, and that was not even the fault of them. Someone copyright trolled that song, and we worked it out. But every song in the game should be streamable.
Speaking of raps being charted, by the way, this one we are very much getting into Anton's flow for the entire first half of the song.
Oh yes, yeah, very
and
much.
it's real tricky until you really know the song.
While we lock in here, I want to read some quick messages. We had $50 from Huntonic that says, "We are with you, Minnesota." I'm assuming that it's fuck ice, but it's the do not enter emoji and the ice emoji. We have $25 from Anonymous, "Fuck ice, ice out, no human being is illegal." $25 from Zero that says, "Ice out." And $50 from Moo that says, fuck ice? Fuck ice. And I believe that is just confirming we are allowed to say fuck ice on this stream. And yes, we are, as we continue to raise money for the Immigrant Rapid Response Fund, allowed to say fuck ice.
Fuck ice.
Fuck ice. Bit of a chill outro to this chart as we just get into the beat.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about my control scheme. You brought it up earlier briefly, Follow, but I play on controller, which is probably cursed, but it's fine. I play on a PlayStation 5 controller, so I have X and down D-pad bound to low, and then my bumpers bound to high notes. And you know, it works for me.
A big
It's
part
actually the control scheme Andrew prefers. I am very much a D-pad low, face buttons high guy. I like being able to roll my thumbs when I'm playing on controller. But yeah.
I'm a keyboard sicko and use FE for bottom lane, JI for top lane.
I am also an FEJI on keyboard. I prefer the split.
Yeah. Finding a control scheme that works for you is an important part of any rhythm game, and it can certainly help with like just improving in general if you're willing to try a few different things out and see what works best.
Do you two want to talk about this song? Forward operating bass?
Yeah, this is another I Am Your Beast track, and it's one of my favorites in the game. Really happy with how the breakbeats came together on this. It's definitely me at my most like gratuitously breakcore. At least when the actual drums kick in.
I do love a good drum break.
The level that this plays in is also one of my favorite levels in Beast.
So you will get to hear this song later tonight if you stick around.
Yep.
This is probably my favorite 22. It's just such a it's not, I think, the hardest of like the hard charts. It's just so much fun.
Bass rolls, there are a Moog DFAM that I have overdriven. Technically, that's supposed to be a drum machine, but I use it as a bass.
Music has no rules. Do whatever you want. I've been a music producer myself for 10 years now, maybe even 10 and a half. I'm not really keeping track anymore, and I mean, this game says a lot about it, but a big part of making music is just like, at first you want to learn the rules a little bit so you know, understand what you're doing. But once you understand what you're doing, you can just do whatever.
Like that, you could just call that process fucking around and finding out.
Yeah, exactly. The only limits to your creativity are what you think
really,
is doing.
honestly, it's the reverse order. You find out so you can fuck around.
Yeah, and then find out in turn. It's a nice little cycle.
Yeah.
Chad, if you want to find out what committing a crime is.
This is why I have you both on, because I am not musically inclined at all. I just play the video.
Well, we said almost nothing technical. I talked about the Moog synth I used for about 5 seconds, and then we mostly talked about philosophy and vibes. I really am happy with this solo.
It's so good. I mean, if you want, I can talk about the mixing decisions on this album and go really
Sure.
deep into them, but I don't think we have enough time for that.
I was gonna say, we probably don't have time for that, unfortunately.
You can talk about that during the Beast stream, which I would not be a part of, because I've talked about that album enough.
Before we get into the last two charts, which are Bang and Proper Rhythm, the two charts that I am most worried about, probably, they are very difficult, and I'm gonna need to lock the fuck in, because I can say that on the stream. Does our wonderful host have anything for us?
Yes, I wanted to remind everyone that we are continuing to raise money for the Women's Foundation of Minnesota's Immigrant Rapid Response Fund, which is a coalition of 32 philanthropic leaders rooted in communities most impacted by immigration-related harm. I wanted to read this $10 donation from Anonymous that says, "Thanks RJ Lake for the amazing game and promoting this amazing cause. Headed on Ice Patrol later. Stay safe, y'all, and fuck ICE." We also had $5 from Camomiles that says, "There's a lot I could say and I want to say, but I'll try to keep it short. Thank you, Helix, for spearheading this event and being awesomely you. Thank you, RJ, and the rest of the Unbeatable team for creating a game so unabashedly real in a world where so many are polishing anything and everything to the point of sanitized abstraction. And thank you to everyone watching for reminding those of us who know and love Minneapolis that we're not alone. It's a terrifying time to be damn near anyone, and especially a minority, and we always have each other, and the reminder can be so, so powerful."
Hell yeah.
Thank you all so much for your donations. Let's keep them rolling in as we go into the final stretch of this showcase.
Let's jam out. This chart sometimes really messes me up, so I'll do my best.
Getting into 23s now. This one's
a
real
real tough one. You got it. Yeah.
It's so fun, but it's so tough.
Yeah. These last two charts here are maybe like third and then second most technical charts in the game, in my opinion, just in terms of like having to deal a lot with center notes and hold notes and chords, and just, as you can see here, spikes. Pretty much everything the game can throw at you, it will, and you have to be very good at processing all of that information quickly to make sure you're not, you know, missing something or hitting the wrong lane at the wrong time. Another song with a fantastic music sequence in story mode, by the way. This one plays pretty early on, but
Yeah, I'm very. It's one of my personal favorites. The scratching on this, I was honestly a little worried about, because we actually we lost the master track for it. So I did the scratching on all of the. I did all the scratching on the game, like all the music, and my computer like just up and fucking died last year. So we had the final like take of the scratching, but it was way too loud. And Clara managed to do some really smart and very careful phase inversion stuff to get the scratching to match exactly and be just a little bit quieter so that the final mix could get together right. And
it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the final results.
That is interesting lore, which I was very not aware of, but music production is a very complex process, and the process RJ just explained there, awesome blue note there, by the way.
That is, by the way, one of the points where the game stops being a two-lane rhythm game.
Yes.
There's not a lot of those until you get into very high difficulties, but...
Punch to cop, by the way. We'll be doing more of that in a few minutes. But there's one guy here at the moment.
There's a lot more of that in story mode, but we have a very sparing use of it in arcade right now.
Yeah, and a lot more of that in Cop Trauma, which we're going to be playing momentarily, because you all raised $1,312 to see that chart played out.
We actually raised like $3,313, so we were like $2,000
Yeah,
over.
we overshot it a little bit.
We might want to punch cops.
Yeah, most of the time the game is a 2-lane rhythm game, but we add a third button that's required on the highest difficulties, which is why we have, by default, 4 buttons for the 2.
I suppose, I'm not sure if we ever actually explained that the top lane and bottom lane are all that matters. Left and right are simply interspersed to make things a little more difficult to read, which certainly shows a lot in this chart and the next one coming up here.
Yeah, I was going to say, the game definitely expects you, at the highest difficulties at least, to have 4 buttons. Pretty happy with that play. 93.9 I will absolutely take.
It's a very good accuracy.
Thank you. All right. One of the best tracks in the game. I'm
really happy with it.
That's all there is to it.
More scratching. Yeah.
So good.
I don't want to talk about this song too much. I just want everyone to listen to it. If you've heard Proper Rhythm, like the original version before in White Label or any of various other rhythm games, unfortunately, if you're hearing it for the first time here, you don't get the experience I did of hearing it for the first time in story mode and just being absolutely blown away. But it's an incredible song, so I'm just going to let you all enjoy it.
Rhythm also crossed 1 million views, not today, but just recently, which I was really happy about.
We'll say before we lock in and listen, I would like to say that if we can meet that commit a crime chicory incentive, that will also put us at $10,000 total raised. So make sure as you donate at !donate, mark for that chicory incentive, and let's commit a crime and raise $10,000 for the Women's Foundation of Minnesota's Immigrant Rapid Response Fund.
Good timing. You stopped talking right as the song picked up.
Felix finally dropping a note there, but holding that combo as long as she did is incredibly impressive. This chart is...
You're making this look... it doesn't look easy, and you're making this look easy.
Coming from you, that is high praise. Thank you. This is the part that gets me. Yeah.
Parts like this, where you're having to hold one lane and hit a whole lot of notes in the other lane, are like they seem not as difficult as they are, but especially we see here, since there are just so many notes, if you miss one, you're suddenly behind on all of them, and it can be really tricky to catch up sometimes, which can, in some cases, even lead to you just failing out of a song. But Helix manages to catch up there, thankfully.
I was really scared it was going to happen there. So I did not turn on no fail. Thank you, Cheese, for increasing my accuracy.
We're now in the home stretch. Going and getting the chance to like do more scratching on the original samples first was really like, it felt like a really cathartic thing to do after 5 years of having the song out there, the original.
I can imagine.
Congratulations.
Cool, I'll take that.
Just barely short of an S.
Yeah.
Very impressive play for, you know, being on a live stream and doing a bit of commentary.
Yeah, that was an incredible run.
I probably shouldn't have been talking, but...
No, you fucking nailed that.
As we
Either
get
way.
set up for the incentive, I would really like to read this donation from Super Monkey Vivi. That's $20. Says, Raven, you're amazing. You always do so much for everyone, and it's always really inspiring seeing you standing up for those around you. We keep each other safe. Love you, girl. Fuck ICE.
Vivi, oh, love you too. Yeah, fuck ICE.
And this perfect donation, I think, to go into.
That was very sweet.
And a much stronger one going into cop trauma. A $40 donation from Shello that says, fuck ICE and CBP, fuck the fascists and their fascist collaborators. No one is illegal. Trans rights, non-binary rights.
Damn right, let's punch some cops.
Hell yeah.
This chart is a very tricky one in a unique way, in that we're going to see the typical silence notes interspersed with notes where you punch a cop, which is going to get really hard to read at some points, as the cops sort of move around the screen and come from different directions.
Oh yeah, motion sickness warning, by the way. This chart jumps around a little bit.
Yes.
The game does, of course, have good accessibility settings to turn down at least some of the motion, which is very appreciated.
Getting more of those in there. It's a little tricky with some of our shader code, but we're trying to figure it out. It's not perfect yet.
Cop notes, it's worth noting, are the same like top lane, bottom lane formula.
Yes.
They just display differently.
That's a different presentation.
Much harder for me to read personally. Really
For most people.
one.
And also, I think, that's by design, but the reason for that is that the notes are coming in vertically, so you have a lot less space to adjust and, be ready for it. Whereas everything horizontal is obviously, you're seeing it ahead of time much more easily.
Cool. And now that we've punched cops, I guess that's time. Oh, I forgot to call that out. Sorry, I'm not used to doing rhythm shooting.
Text on it.
I am a speedrunner by trade. I am not a rhythm gamer. Although I guess now I can call myself one.
Would be a bit hard with how high your rating is in this game.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Thank you all for being here. Chat has been popping off. The donations have been popping off. We have had so much support. Gosh, yeah, there's so much to say. I want to thank really Longathon staff for stepping in, jumping in, actually, and saying, yes, let's do this. Zell reached out and was like, I will, really Longathon will handle the tech stuff. And I was like, well, shit, all right, let's do it. And so I took control of pretty much almost everything non-tech. Longathon did all the tech stuff, and we're making it work. We got this together in like 2 or 3 weeks. Shout out to Games Committee, shout out to the host. We have an incredible host roster, oh my gosh. Shout out to all the volunteers. I will have many more thoughts and probably emotions when we end on Sunday night. For now, I just kind of can't believe I got to do this. Not only during this event and during a cause that means so much to me. For those who don't know, I live in Minneapolis, so this is very personal to me. It's a big reason why I was like, I have to do something about this, and I'm so glad that the speedrun community has stepped up to meet the moment. And also with RJ on commentary, that's awesome. Thank you for being down for this. That is super cool.
Of course, I wish I could have said things that were a little more insightful.
I think you're selling yourself short.
Truly.
You definitely said some insightful things. I really appreciated having you here. Thank you for directing this incredible game. Please play Unbeatable. This game is so human, and it's in a time, as we said earlier, where it's very needed. Please play this game. You will not regret it. I don't think you will.
Thank you.
Especially if you're watching this. Yeah.
Before you give me $28, donate, please.
Yes.
Before you do that.
Yes. You can find me at helix13_. I normally speedrun like Super Monkey Ball, did a bit of Mario Kart World, stuff like that. So follow me if you want, but honestly, the bigger favor you could do to me is share this around, donate, tell your friends, and even when this is over, keep being loud about what's going on and keep supporting, organize, protect yourselves, protect your community, protect your neighbors.
We have this event going on all weekend. There's
a whole lot left.
The real world events that it was organized around are not going to go anywhere anytime soon by the looks of it. It's only going to spread to more cities, and keep being active in your local communities. The most important thing you can do is just go out there, be a part of things.
And don't let the federal government fucking lie to you.
Yeah. Fuck ICE, y'all.
Fuck ICE. And trans rights, and fuck ICE. I'm out of here so we can play more video